Hey guys, Pastor Justin here with a quick snapshots of the Bible today. So I was driving into work today and just kind of thinking about heaven and trying to get a mental image of what it might be on the day that I die here and go to heaven for the first time. Well, the only time, but for that first moment in heaven, what will I see? Like I want to internalize it. I want to make it real to me as much as possible. And just got this picture of Jesus in his bodily form, because again, he's in his bodily form in heaven, being the very first thing I see, and coming up to me like a dad, and just holding out his arms, like you would. You haven't seen a relative for a long time. Maybe that's something you can relate with COVID, and you finally see somebody you haven't seen for a long time, and they hold out their arms and they just want that hug, and just this vision of Jesus just saying, "Welcome, my good and faithful servant. Welcome home." And I don't know why, but that struck a chord inside of me. Just to hear Jesus say, "Welcome home," will be the greatest day of my life and your life. And to that, I want to kind of point out a parable and a vision of the future from Matthew 25. And in both of these, we've got the parable, and it kind of leads into Jesus's teaching on heaven. And he's contrasting in these things what how people respond to the call of the gospel. The people who do respond, the people who don't. I want to just focus on the people who do. Otherwise, this becomes like a 40-minute sermon. Nobody wants that. It's not Sunday, right? You just want a quick little thing. So, Matthew 25, verse 21, he's talking about the people who are entrusted with different bags of gold and what they do with these bags of gold for their master. And the people who are faithful, he says this: "Well done." His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." It's a great vision because it's a God who is delighted with what little he's given us. And when we're faithful and that multiplies, because he paves a way for that to multiply, that he's delighted in us, he welcomes us, and then he says, "Now I'm going to put you in charge of even more stuff." Because in heaven, we will have a purpose. We will be fully fulfilled in heaven, and we will have work that is good work, that is fulfilling work, that is enjoyable work. We will have things that we oversee, just as how we're tasked to oversee the world and to be the stewards of the world right now. We also will be given an inheritance in heaven. And he goes on, and actually in the next section talks about Jesus judging, the king judging the world. And this is where he gets this visual image of the sheep and the goats, how he's separating these two, the sheep being his people who have responded to the gospel, and the goats being those who have rejected the gospel. Again, don't really want to go deep into all of this other than to say in Matthew 25, verse 34, what we're going to hear from Jesus. What will be the first thing Jesus, or one of the first things Jesus says to you when you go to heaven? When he lines you up, when he calls you to himself, he'll say this: "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, you invited me in. I needed clothes, you clothed me. I was sick, you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." And Jesus goes on to say that anytime we do these things for other people in his name, he takes it personally. He takes it as if we were doing it to him ourselves. "Come, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world." How awesome is that? That he doesn't just say, "Yeah, I guess you're good enough, and I'll scoot over and I'll make, you can go live in your apartment for all eternity. It's not really that great because you weren't really that great of a person, but you should just be happy you're here." He doesn't say that. This is a king welcoming his children, saying, "Everything I have, I want to share with you. Come take this great inheritance that's far better than anything you had in your former life, in the world. All those possessions you thought were so important, all these accomplishments, all these achievements, nothing compared to what you now get. you get this inheritance. And hearing that, come you who are blessed by my Father. He wouldn't be able to say that about us if we weren't clothed in the righteousness of Jesus Christ because of the blood of the cross. I can't wait for that day. I just want you to picture, just spend a minute today picturing that first day in heaven and hearing the man, the God who made you, telling you you are blessed, you are loved, and he wants you to come and enjoy the inheritance he's prepared for you. It's going to be a good day, folks. Have a wonderful week. God bless you.